Doing some TheraBand work at home, like we do in point prep, is a really easy way to keep your body moving and keep your strength up. So if you have a TheraBand at home, I'm going to show you just some simple things that we do in class that would be great exercises to keep up, even if you don't want to do the more complicated things that we do. If you don't have a TheraBand at home, you can get these at Discount Dance online, because I know a lot of us aren't going out of our house right now, for like $8. They'll deliver it to your house. I've also heard that I think Walmart has them, and I'm sure you could also look on Amazon if you're interested in purchasing a TheraBand. Just make sure that they're not like a heavy resistance, because that means that they're not as stretchy, so it's a little bit harder to bend with your feet, unless you have high arches and you know that you like those. So some of the really simple exercises that I would recommend you doing are just your pointing and flexing. So as always, we talk about extending from the ankle, reaching the toes, not curling the toes, and then reaching up through the toes and flexing. So we usually do about 10 of these on each foot. Those would be really good to do at home. If you don't have a TheraBand, it's still valuable to do the same thing nice and slow, like I'm doing with my left foot over here, without any resistance. You're still using the same muscles. The TheraBand just adds a little bit resistance. It's like when you squat your own body weight or squat with weights. Either way is very good. Another one of the exercises that we do that would be really nice to keep your ankles nice and warm would be just our circles. So keeping your knee and your hip really still and just making as big of a circle with your ankle and your foot as you can. And then of course reversing it. We usually do 10 of these. Again, you can do this without your TheraBand. You don't need it. Just make sure you're going nice and slow. The point isn't to go very fast. It's to work all those little muscles in your ankles, yeah? Of course, you can do some of the other exercises that we do, but those ones would be probably the most valuable. Also, we always stretch our feet at the end of class, so if you have your mom or your dad or your brother or sister who can help you stretch your feet, that's great. But if you don't maybe have a partner to stretch your feet, we were talking last class about some ways you can stretch your own feet. So if you're flexible enough to reach for your toe, you can take the own top of your foot, not your actual toes, and push down towards the ground, making sure that you're not sickling. If you're not flexible enough to do that, you can also sit up on your knees, put one hand down. So if I'm putting my right hand down, I'm going to be stretching my left foot, and then lift my left knee so I'm also pushing down on the top of my foot. And then I can do the same thing on the other side. I'm stretching my right foot and lifting my knee, making sure that your heels aren't slipping out. Your heels are staying over your toes in a nice line. Also, if you have a couch that's kind of low to the ground, you can always stick your foot underneath the couch and then stretch your legs out. The couch will stretch it for you. If you have a piece of wood or maybe a thin book, and then you can wrap the TheraBand around the book and tie it, that can also stretch your foot. Or you can also stand up and then making sure you're not just stretching your toes, you can bend your knee, and same thing, pushing over the top of that foot. You're not balancing on the top of it. My other foot's still flat, just to stretch your feet that way. Hopefully I've given you a couple tools that you can use at home. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. Thank you.